We're back for another night. We don't have a lot of time tonight. It was my daughter's 10th birthday tonight. We had dinner with the whole family at Chili's. Good time to mingle, celebrate Stella's 10th birthday. It's kind of crazy. I'm old enough to have a 10-year-old. Feel like I'm still a kid. Sometimes, especially evidenced by all of that jazz. But anyway, happy birthday, Stella Jane. We love you, baby. But anyway, I only got like an hour to somehow try to work out real quick, but also do a few updates and keep the ball rolling on the F-150. So I'm gonna do some cheap, inexpensive weight saving mods, and then talk a little bit about what we've done to save weight. So I was finishing up on the V3, a few of things, but look at this interior, y'all. I mean, I'm not saying my detailer is like the man, but like he always kind of just goes, you know, above and beyond and keeping this 50,000 mile V3, you know, as clean as it can be. Let me show you the real good part of this V3. Hey, we're gonna get to some V3 content, but right now we're focused on the truck. But we'll have some cool stuff coming for the V3, so let me turn you around real fast and show you some jazz on this. Yeah, look at this eye candy. Like, Nick Williams, 120 millimeter throttle body, Rotofab big gulp, L&P catch can, you know, 10 rib conversion, DSX front assembly, 10-inch lower pulley, 285 upper billet, Atlas bypass valve control. We got two-step billet lid, 2650 blow, reported by Kong, billet valve covers, color matched, you know, it's the works. LME 416, 10-speed swap. It's just like pretty nasty. I love it. But anyway, let's get to some weight saving mods, and I'll explain a little bit about that. And just a reminder, I'm explaining these things, no shape and form an expert. Like, dude, I'm a dude with a garage. I'm a lawyer by trade. I do this because I love it, but I'm not good at it. I've blown up a lot of stuff. So that is like the legal disclaimer to, you know, don't listen to me. This is just for really my purposes to document all this, but also hopefully to help y'all. But I'm not giving advice. I'm not giving you like instruction. I'm not giving you anything that's somewhat official. This is just like our like fun channel. But anyway, let's get into some weight saving mods. All right, here we go. Overview of weight saving mods. All right, up first, Belix. Guys, I don't know the weight difference, but like just super light compared to an OEM wheel and tire. This wheel's off of 24. These are 20 inches, whatever. ET Street SS's, right? Some daily tires, like so heavy compared to these. Take off the tire, like these things are like 16, 18 pounds. So yeah, they're expensive, but they're lightweight, they're made well. You know, I know some people have mixed reviews about them, but I mean, I just think they're badass. I did, however, have, like I told y'all before, had some interesting ordering of lug nuts, which you would think would be easy. Not so easy, right? Because you look like in these things, and like we got like a dish, you know, it's got to be cone shaped, but it kind of goes in a little bit. And then they're different offsets for the front versus the rear, right? So like this one, you see how the face is kind of flat, right? And then, you know, here we got a lot more concave, and these are for the rears. The more flat face is for the front on these, but I'll show you the lug nuts real fast. You know, I need to weigh them. I really do, because it's such a difference. Like, so here's the ones I got that didn't work, right? They're still Bellic, expensive, aluminum black, but obviously they don't work. So if anybody needs some expensive lug nuts for cheap holler. But anyway, these are the concave one we got. These are actually, they're Bellics, like I showed before, but they are more like a cone, right? And more easy to slide in. You know, these, don't flame me, but slide in these little holes, right? And so, yeah, so these are gonna work, and they kind of contour. They're not the prettiest, they are gonna stick out, whatever. But these are titanium, y'all, and they weigh like a paper clip. It's sick. You know, you contrast these with like some lug nuts you would get from AutoZone that also fit. These are metal, way heavier. Like, listen, that, and then, all right, again, listen. Heavy, not heavy. Super crazy, but like the weight difference is insane. So like, yeah, if you're cutting weight, I wouldn't suggest spending $500 on some lug nuts to cut weight, but we did. These also don't last very long, right? I think they're like very, not as strong as steel. And I just heard that taking them on and off, you can't do it as much. They only got so much in them, but anyway, we're gonna give them a shot. They'll be lightweight. But anyway, so light saving mods, lug nuts, don't advise. I did it but wheels, definitely advise. It's gotta be 100 pounds total, less than that set, right? That's the first one. Second one, TBM brakes, saves like 100 pounds total on all four corners. We got them on the front. We've got them on the rear, right? The piston, how you know the difference, by the way, the pistons and the brakes up there are larger than the rears. Other than that, they're pretty much the same. The rotors seem the same, pads kind of see the same. The size of the calipers themselves are the same, but the pistons on the inside are different. That's weight saving one. Weight saving two, fuel tank, right? We're running a Daylight Performance 6-gallon aluminum, like super light compared to the big suitcase fuel tank that was in it, right? That's another one. Third one, we have this lightweight trans mount. We took out the heavy cross member section. This bolts directly in, direct bolt on. It'll go up to the trans. Next mod, right? So we got carbon fiber hood. Not that, not so much lighter, than the regular one. But actually, I'm not even sure if it saves any weight. But this transfers over, the hood latch part. And then it comes with its own bolts. We had to get some body washers to mount them up. But it's just like 4 bolts, 6 bolts for this, 2, and then that's it. So that's lightweight saving mod. Guys, in my professional opinion, don't waste money on fenders for carbon fiber. I know, sorry parts company. These aluminum ones are so light. Like, I should have did a video before, but like, they are so light, it's ridiculous. So I don't even know how carbon fiber could save any weight whatsoever over these aluminum ones. Anyway, so that was a lightweight mod we did. Let's see, brakes. Okay, the next one is we bought these solid motor mounts. I saw Coyote Direct, shout out Coyote Direct. They had, dropped a video about weight savings in their F-150. That's what kind of sparked me to make this video, to be honest with you. I love that guy who owns it, David. Super good guy. I've been trying to order whatever I can from him. I know his shop had a fire, which freaking sucks. And, I've been a customer in a shop that had a total loss on a vehicle while I was in the shop's custody and control. And like, it's freaking a mess and it sucks. And I'm just praying for him and his family and his shop and just trying to support where I can. But anyway, so these are solid motor mounts versus, I did buy brand new stock ones. But like the weight savings, I think they said on their website, and this is from AutoWorks, I think. I'll get their name exactly correct, but this is just really kind of like steel that was welded and then powder coated black. But here's the motor mounts. Comes with hardware to bolt them in, but it replaces this, and then that. And actually, if you'll see, we talked about a little bit in our last video where the header on the Midnight kit was hitting the frame, causing some false knock, a little spot right there. Well, we also determined that our bushing had kind of failed, and maybe the bushing on the motor on this side was causing the interference with the frame. That's what we think. So we're gonna switch those out to some solid ones just to save weight. I think it's like 15 pounds maybe, or 20, I don't even know, super lightweight. And then some free mods to lighten the load. We're gonna be removing our tow hooks on here and here. Those are super heavy and steel, not replacing them, just getting rid of them. And then my mechanic friend, Ford Certified Master Tech, said to get rid of these puppies. I think they protect crashes or something. I don't really know, but 2 bolts, pop these off. So we're gonna save some weight there. And that's all I can really think of other than, nope, take that back. We do have weight saving mod. We got the hitch delete, right? Yes, we added a parachute, and I'll go underneath here and show you. But we had the hitch delete kit, right? So Coyote Direct sells it. It gets rid of the tow package, replaces it with 2 brackets there and there. But they also sell, as I get under here, like a little metal bar that connects each side of the bumper, and it offers support for this middle plastic part, because if not, over time this plastic part will like sink in, deform, whether heat or someone actually steps on it. But this metal connector underneath support really allows it to keep its shape, but then also just like actually kind of a lot safer. If you did want to step, you could. To get into the bed, I wouldn't advise it. But the hitch delete, it just takes off the factory, towing package, which bolts here and here on the rear of the frame. This puppy right here deletes that, saves a lot of weight. But then this is also the parachute mount, right? And so it goes big bar all the way across. So your parachute, which comes out the bumper, it's connected to the back of the frame. You do have to cut that out, which I'll make it a little nicer. And then, here's the little bolt-in thing. Put your parachute there. I still got to learn how to pack a parachute. But anyway, removing the tow package definitely saves some weight. And there's probably some other odds and ends things you can do. Oh, yes, I do have a, excuse the mess, a aftermarket drive shaft from Gulf Coast drive shaft. So hopefully that saves a little weight. And I'm going to try to get a carbon front bumper. I'm probably going to try to get a carbon, this is steel. So get carbon that. And that's about all I could come up with to save weight. But anyway, that's kind of it. I just wanted to show you all a few things to save weight. Some are expensive, some are not. And in summary, for the free lightweight mod, where we took off the sides, little crash bar things, and then we're about to take off the tow hooks. This is just from the sidebars and the motor mounts. Check that out. And that's some heavy, and a big hardware, so that saves, and just wait till we get that. But anyway, I'm not gonna video that. You know how much tow hooks weigh. So anyway, good, free, cheap, lightweight mod. Alrighty, now we have completed it. We got the tow hooks off. So tow hooks, 4 bolts, the mounts and the bushings for the motor mounts. And then we have the 2 crash bar pieces. They kind of fit there and on the front on the other side. And this is what's replacing it. Just still steel, but it's not a lot of it. Comes with hardware. And this is all the heavy stuff we're getting rid of. So there ain't no telling what the difference is. But pretty cool. Let's get these mounted up and see what they look like. All right, YouTube, calling it a night. This is all the stuff we're taking out. This is all the stuff that we're saving weight on. We replaced it with motor mounts, crash bar sides we took out. Heavy motor mounts. We got the aftermarket solid motor mounts in. Pretty nifty little pieces. You can tell, obviously, a lot lighter, comes with their own hardware than that. Matched with what we talked about earlier, which is the trans brace cross member. Saving weight there. We got these tow hooks removed. We got to clean all that jazz up. Uh-oh. I thought I got everything, but apparently I didn't. Let's add to the pile. Let's take this one, add that to the pile. Boom. Even lighter now. I love this game. Now, all we got left up front while it's on the ground for now, obviously we got to go over everything, torque everything to spec, but we just got to put the steering rack back in. We went ahead and put up this is adding weight too, but it's a front diff brace by Vass. You can see it right there. That's bolted up. Motor mounts, cross member, lightweight street style X S3 TBM brakes, fuel tank, Belix, super light titanium lug nuts, Bellic. Like we said earlier, we got the Eaton Posi diff upgraded in the front. All right. Also, in case you forgot, we do have race seats. Yes, the top say belt doesn't match, but these are aftermarket racing seats, doing away with the stock center console, stock passenger and driver seat, and all the bracketry, and going with these Titan Max say belt, however you say it, with different logo coloring up top for the seats. So that's our other lightweight mod. Call that a night. Max out.